Welcome to the Vikings Report. Today we bring you two pieces of news that are shaking up the NFL world and could directly impact the future of the Vikings. If you are a true Vikings fan and want to stay up to date with all the news and analysis, don't forget to subscribe to the Report Vikings channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any details about your favorite team. Now let's go to the first news. Vikings could trade first-round pick for an elite $100 million cornerback. The offseason hasn't even started yet, but the Vikings already have some big decisions ahead of them. With their secondary practically dismantled, 3 starting cornerbacks and one of the safeties becoming free agents, in addition to the possible retirement of Harrison Smith, Minnesota needs to strengthen this defense. The problem? The team only has 3 picks in the upcoming draft, 1 in the first round and 2 in the 5th. With that, everything indicated that the Vikings would select a defensive back in the 24th overall position. But what if there was another way? Well, that way could be Denzel Ward from the Cleveland Browns. The 3-time Pro Bowler cornerback could be available if Cleveland decides to dismantle part of the roster to reduce the payroll. And Gary Davenport from Bleacher Report proposed an interesting scenario. The Vikings send their first-round pick to the Browns in exchange for Ward and a 6th-round pick. The reason? Minnesota's pass defense was nothing short of a disaster last season. The team finished 28th in the league and was destroyed by the Rams in the playoff game. Ward would be an immediate solution and much more impactful than any rookie the Vikings could select with the 24th pick. Minnesota wants to win now, and this trade makes sense. The Vikings won 14 games last season and were 1 win away from the top of the conference. With Brian Flores returning for another year running the defense, the franchise has a real window to compete now. But to do so, they need to make bold decisions. And the possible arrival of Denzel Ward could be directly linked to what the Vikings decide to do with Sam Darnold. If Minnesota chooses to re-sign Darnold for something in the range of $40 million per year, it makes perfect sense to invest heavily in defense and trade the first-round pick for Ward. After all, an experienced quarterback and a stronger defense could put the Vikings right in the fight for the top of the NFC. On the other hand, going that route could mean Minnesota would be ready to offload rookie mccarthy in a trade that could net them another first-round pick and more draft asset. With about $64 million in cap space, the Vikings have room to make aggressive move. But will they go all in on a winning present or hold on to their pieces for the future? What would you do if you were the Vikings? Sam Darnold heading for a $120 million contract. Moneybag American football. Sam Darnold's future remains one of the biggest unknowns of the Vikings offseason. During the 2025 Pro Bowl games, the quarterback spoke briefly about his situation but avoided going into details. What's at stake? Darnold, at 27, had his best season in 2024, made the Pro Bowl for the first time and rewrote franchise record. However, the drop in performance in Week 18 and the wild card left doubts in the air. Still, ESPN's Dan Graziano predicts Darnold could sign an even more lucrative contract than Baker Mayfield's with the Bucs. 3 years, $100 million. The projection? 3 years, $120 million, with $75 million guaranteed. If confirmed, Darnold would enter the top 15 highest-paid quarterbacks in the NFL. But will the Vikings pay for all this? Minnesota wants to keep him, but already has a plan B, mccarthy, first-round pick in the last draft. The team could use the franchise tag, $40 million for 1 year, to try to hold on to him or even trade him. Hot market. Who might want Darnold? The interest in the quarterback is real. Teams like the Raiders, Giants, Jets, Steelers, Browns, Titans and Saints could all enter the race. Unexpected return to the Jets? Among the interested teams, one destination stands out: New York Jets. The team that drafted him in 2018 may be open to a return. New Jets head coach Aaron Glenn believes Darnold can still turn things around, just like Jared Goff did with the Lions. Another option for the Vikings. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler suggests a different route, the transition tag, that would give the Vikings the right to match any offer Darnold receives in free agency. Additionally, there are agents who believe he should seek a Daniel Jones-level contract, 4 years, $160 million, while league executives are aiming for something closer to Baker Mayfield's contract, 3 years, $100 million. Is Minnesota already planning for life without Darnold? The Vikings may not be willing to pay that much, as J.J. McCarthy offers a cheaper alternative. According to Dan Graziano, McCarthy's presence was one of the factors that helped Minnesota renew Justin Jefferson's multi-million-dollar contract. Now, the big question: will the Vikings invest heavily to keep Darnold, or will they pave the way for the future with McCarthy? And you, fan, what would you do?